Good afternoon. This is Dr. Nicholas Jones, Dr. Drnipandtuck, and today I have a good friend and colleague. We have Dr. Jacqueline Turner here today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And Jackie, won't you just tell us what kind of doctor are you?
I'm a colorectal surgeon, which means I mostly operate on the colon, the rectum, and the anus.
So most people may not know what a colon, rectum, and an anus is.
Right.
Can you just break it down for the layperson?
So a lot of people know what intestines is.
Okay, like
you
chitlins.
Like chitlins.
Uh-huh.
Chitlins is the small intestine. I work on the large intestine. So you have a lot of smaller calibered intestines which help absorb nutrients. The colon absorbs water, and so it forms stool. And so that's the part of the intestine that I work on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Kind of nasty. So tell us a little bit more about. I know you're a colorectal surgeon, but tell us about your training? Like before you become a colorectal, how do you become a colorectal?
How do you
surgeon?
become a colorectal surgeon? Well, it's kind of something that I just kind of fell into. I didn't grow up thinking, I want to work on the colon and.
But what's the training like? Like, what do you have to do?
So, after medical school, I did a surgery residency, a general surgery residency. Most general surgery residencies are 5 years, so we go through all specialties. And it was during my third year where I rotated on the colorectal service. And on that service, obviously, we did a lot of colon and rectal and anal procedures. And it just kind of naturally came to me. I just kind of gravitated towards it. I found it interesting. So I did some small research projects in that area, and I had good mentors that were colon and rectal surgeons. And that's how I chose the field. I went on to do a Colorectal Fellowship, which is 1 year. So a fellowship is a specialized training. So I did that in colon and rectal surgery for 1 year. And then I did all my board exams and
now you're a colorectal surgeon. So you work here in Atlanta, you work at Morehouse, and you're also are you the program director?
Clerkship director.
The clerkship director for surgery?
Yes. So
for the medical students?
Correct.
So what does that mean? So basically what she's talking about is when you're in medical school, doing your third and fourth years or your clinical rotations, and you have to rotate in different specialties. And she's the clerkship director for surgery. So I had a question from someone on Instagram. It says, can you discuss your path to med school, such as your educational background, obstacles you faced in becoming a black doctor? Lastly, do you feel it's possible to still become a doctor past the age of 30?
So to answer, I already answered, the course to becoming a colorectal surgeon. The obstacles it took becoming a black female doctor.
Like for you specifically, what kind of obstacles? Did you have any obstacles?
Yeah, because there's not a lot of people that look like me. So it was interesting to find mentors along the way. I've had some good mentors. I'm not saying your mentors have to be your same race or your same gender, but you need at least one because they understand your plight.
Right.
So that was.
What do you mean by plight? Why is it different, or why do you think it's more challenging for a female surgeon?
Surgery is traditionally a male-dominant field. So oftentimes women are perceived as the nurse. Or we're not taken as serious. So it's a challenge in kind of commanding your authority without being overbearing. So finding that balance was a challenge for me. So over the years,
without being an angry black woman.
Yes. So over the years, I've learned how to do that gracefully. So your patients come first, and if you keep that in your head, people will you'll command the respect because you will demand excellence. So that was a challenge. Just currently it's just hard getting, I'm not gonna lie, getting into leadership positions
As a woman, you think it's more challenging?
I think it's a little bit more
But why?
challenging.
Like, what makes it more challenging?
I don't know. People tend to just, even I'll give you an example. I had an email chain that was sent out to me, and I was asked to respond to it. My partner had responded to it. They're like, "Oh yes, Dr. So and so," and my partner was like, "Well, do you agree? Do you disagree? If you do, put your response in the email." So I responded. They were like, "Jacqueline." I was like, "Mm-mm." I was like, "You just called my partner Dr. So and so."
And they call you Jacqueline.
And they call me Jacqueline. So
right, yeah.
I had to, that's
Yeah.
an example of how I had to, I know my name is
Right.
obviously female.
So does that bother you when they do that?
Not the first time. The second, if they keep doing
Right.
it, then it bothers me. The first
Yeah.
time, I will correct you.
Right.
If that's an honest mistake.
Right. So I've had some similar experiences, but I think my female counterparts definitely had more problems. Like I've been in a room with like I've had an attending for well, even when I was a resident, female attending walks in the room, patients automatically assume that they're a nurse.
Yes.
Or even
The med student. If there's a
Right.
tall male medical student in the room with you, the patients will look
Right.
to him for answers, and you have to kind of redirect the conversation. I'm the attending. I'm overall the team, and you got to do that. And again, you have to do it in a way where it doesn't look like you're being
Right,
an angry
right.
woman.
So tell us, since you're doing this, you're the clerkship director. So you have more of an inside scoop on like medical education. So if I were let's say I was a college student and I was interested in pursuing a career in medicine, what could I do as a college student to help better prepare myself to get into medical school?
There's two things I would do. One, I would shadow other doctors
And how do I find doctors? Like doctors, I mean, am I just gonna call their office and say, hey doctor, can I come
you can.
shadow you?
A lot of private practice doctors will allow you to do that. If you want to work through a major institution, there's a lot online. There's a lot of shadowing programs through the institution. So the first thing you want to do is convince yourself or show that you really want to do this, because some people don't realize that they're scared of blood, for example. I don't know. So you want to put yourself in a situation where you can see what's really going on. Some people don't like standing for a long time. I don't know. Some people don't like talking. So
Right.
you gotta really see what the career is about. That's number one. Number two, you gotta do good on the test. So
What test?
The
Can you
MCAT.
tell? The MCAT? Okay.
So you need to study, prepare your courses I'm sure I'm far removed from what courses you need to take to go into medical school, but make sure all your electives are in line, all your required courses are in line. But I recommend that everybody take a review course. I know it's a lot of money up front, but I took a review course and I have no idea how much it costs because it's paid back to me 10 times over. So don't worry about the cost back right now, because you will get that money back many years down the line. So a good test, and make sure that this is something that you want to do. And those two things are the start to getting into medical school.
Cool. Well, Dr. Turner, I thank you for your time, and I think we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to have a part 2 where we talk about we're going to have another discussion. And just to piggyback on what she's saying, all those things are important, but I think one thing to also keep in mind is that you can pursue a career in medicine and study whatever you want as an undergraduate student. So you can have a degree in philosophy, you can major in art, you can have a degree in music, You just have to take the core requirements in order for you to matriculate or be accepted into medical school.
And there is no age limit as well. I think that was the second question.
Yes, there's no age limit.
No age
Bam.
limit.
All right. So this is the end of part 1 of our series with Dr. Jacqueline Turner, colorectal surgeon and surgical clerkship director. If you have any questions, comments, if you really like this video, please let us know. If you want to hear more from Dr. Turner, please let us know. Subscribe to the channel, and we will be back with more.